Yeah, last week was tough. Like honestly, like I did really well last week. Why do you think I did well last week? Not even risk management. Yeah, it's because I barely took any trades. So I did pretty well because the trades I did take, I don't think I took a single loss. So I only took like two personal account trades last week. I won both of them, and I think I took like one loss on another, like my eval or funded account all week. But the reason was because I was barely trading. That's why. It wasn't because I was taking sit-ups. And that's just something that's just it takes so long to to get that. And um I got a really nice comment last week. Someone DM'd me. They're like, "Hey, I never understood what you're talking about with the light bulb comment, but I finally understand it. Like I had that light bulb in my head for one of the setups I saw today, and I'm like, yep, there. Like the more screen time you get, the more you're gonna start to feel it, you know." Um, Chino, do you know what the ICT is? Oh, sympology. That's a good question. I'll answer that in a second. Waiting for Chino to answer. My course, it gets updated like once a week or once every 2 weeks with new like daily bias videos, how I found the daily bias, and then it has like a really advanced n- like videos and notes on how I use IFGs, like more advanced than my YouTube. It goes a lot more in depth. And then there's just like other like liquidity stuff like that, other basic concepts and oh wow, yeah, wow, we go way back then. So Chino, you definitely need to understand you're not going to get anything insightful because some of the terms I'm going to say are going to be not understandable for you. So I definitely watch ICT mentorship or watch my YouTube videos. So the boot camp will start be uploaded starting this Thursday. One video a day, 5 p.m. every single day. Um, if you buy, no, they're not included. There's gonna be a deal. Um, there's gonna be a special deal I'm doing for that starting tomorrow because tomorrow's April 1st, where you can the Discord will be on sale tomorrow. Make like what I tell people is like my churn rate is very high right now. It's at like 30 or 5%, which is not good. Um, I mean, part of it's probably because the PM session add-on. I think that affected it a little bit because I got these other two guys who are analysts in my Discord. They do like this separate PM stream, but 35% is not good. And I think the main reason people cancel is because they join without like I'd be like, oh, we're targeting this high. This is an intermediate term high after this manipulation leg, and it all sounds like what's the word? It all sounds like complicated to them. Like, what does that mean? Like, and they join without watching my videos or my past live streams. And they don't understand. Um, so that's the biggest reason people cancel. The other reason is like there's going to be IFGs that you might like that I might think is just not a good setup, and that's okay. And I just might think it's not a good setup based off experience. So you can't join and listen to everything I say. Like, oh, this like, but I will call out like the decent amount of IFGs. I will rate setups, and I will talk about liquidity and other ICT concepts. And again, don't get the idea that you're gonna join. I'm gonna call out every perfect IFG. Like, I'm very patient on stream. I don't just slap anything. Like, that setup Wednesday. Like this setup here, I didn't even take this because this is, to me, this is a hit or miss setup. It's right at open. It's like, I don't know if it's gonna work right at open. We didn't really sweep anything major to, like, we did sweep something major to the left, but we kind of rejected in the middle of nowhere. Like, I wasn't really. This is just a B setup. This will fail a lot too. I mean, there's other influences, but I'm not just gonna slap that setup randomly. I would rather wait for a first on move and then get another setup like a retracement or something like that. Um, but yeah, man, I've also been talking about risk management a lot more and kind of my process and how I find the bias. And you know, some people even told me, they're like, they can't, that they're like, dude, like, I literally learned everything I need to know in 3 months, and now like I'm actually getting it, and then they cancel because of that. So that's good too. Um, and that's always a possibility. But the people who definitely cancel do not understand any of the jargon I say, like the ICT jargon. Um, which is sad because you need to watch the videos if you want to understand anything I'm talking about. So you need to watch the 2022 mentorship. And the thing with ICT is, when I first started watching the mentorship, I tried using every PD array in the book. I tried combining everything. I wasn't really super profitable with ICT until I just got one model, to be honest. Like, once I got one model, I think that's where I became the most profitable, and just that's it. And yeah, my website is being weird, guys. I don't know what's up with my website. It's not down, it's just sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I contact the support of the people, and they said nothing's wrong, so I have no idea. It's so weird. I don't know. Yeah, Pavlo, like that. So are you talking about that short? See, that was definitely more of like a low risk but not high probability one. Does that make sense? Like, there are low risk IFGs, but they're not high probability. It's just kind of interesting. So I joined interesting story. I joined the PM stream for a quick second, and one of the guys said they liked this 3 minute IFG. And I'm like, I don't really like it. And you can see it never even came up and hit the high. What might be wrong with an IFG like this? Why might this not fully hit the high? Yeah, see, Valfair. I don't know what that means. Like, SSL protocol error. It happens sometimes, and then other times it doesn't happen. If anyone knows about that stuff, let me know, because I really need to get this figured out. Yeah, I study cybersecurity, but that doesn't really help with what this problem is. Yes, exactly. So DS got it. It's not that we're way in premium, it's just that when we came into this, we're actually rejecting, like, we were delivering and rejecting another fair value gap here. Okay? So, and it was a BPR. So this is a BPR. And if we're ever like coming off of a BPR, okay, like this, I never trust that first IFG back up, because, and it's not because of a certain reason. It's because I've seen us, when we deliver off a BPR, I've seen us fail so much on the way back up. Meaning, if I draw that little diagram, let's do this real quick. So let's say this is a BPR right here. Okay. Now, let's say the line I have is all going to be the candle bodies. Okay. Now, if I ever see us come off of BPR like this, like perfect, where the bodies perfectly respect, and then we form an inverse off that BPR, this inverse is not high probability. Okay. This is not high probability. Okay. Now, it'd be different if we went like this and then this, because we'd be breaking the BPR, which means the bias is probably not bearish, and then we'd be going down. What does us rejecting a BPR perfectly really tell us? Like, what's so important about that if we respect it nicely? Yeah, it tells us the order flow. What else? Yeah, it tells us we're probably bearish, because think about it. If you've ever journaled your winning trades, okay, and we're bullish, do you think we're going to just smack through a BPR, or do you think we're going to reject it? We're probably going to smack through it, okay? So it's all part of knowing, like, okay, here's what a winning trade looks like. I know a winning trade's going to kind of go through BPR, and if we get something like this, I know, okay, well, I know if the bias is bullish, we probably want to reject this. So I just know that this BPR or fair value gap or whatever it is probably not high probability for an inverse. So I just don't. It's kind of the same situation here. We delivered off a BPR, and then this is not high probability. Okay, because we're coming off BPR. And technically, like, there's traders who will be shorting this, and their stop loss will be at the high. Like, this is technically what ICT teaches. And they'll do something like this. And their stop is at the high for a reason. Okay, it's not going to hit if they're right and the bias is bearish and we're delivering off that BPR. So, um, like, that's just something really important you want to remember. The BPR just identified. It's like a, see how there's like a double gap here, like a bullish one and a bearish one overlapping, where they both weren't filled. Oh yeah, I look at order blocks all the time. Do you see that, Salen? Like, this would be a BPR because it's a bullish and a bearish gap overlapping perfectly. My favorite time frame is probably the 1, 2, 3. I don't use a 5 minute. I mean, I use a 5 minute for entry sometimes, but I use a 1, 2, 3 way more. Um, I obviously times fractal, but the 1, 2, and 3 I think are the best. Oh no, the 1 hour and 4 hour I use for bias, not entries. So if I'm ever looking for like, and right now, do you really think I'm using the hourly for bias? I mean, yes, yes, and no. Like right now, you can see the hourly just looks horrible here. But like I'll still go in Monday, and I'll still kind of have this drawn out and be like, oh, if we violate this, could be bearish. But I don't really trust any bias going into Monday. I don't trust any bias because we've just ranged. So every time we think the bias is bearish, we'll hit the bottom of the range and we'll just jump back up. And again, gun to my head, we go down to these lows, but I'm not marrying it at all. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I have to short Monday. I've had really tough time shorting this market. That's like the most losses I've taken shorts. What's up, Lime? Yeah, Joshua, you can trade this on GU, GJ, anything you want. No, I do not, Charlie. I used to, but It doesn't really matter. I mean, this is not clean. The one thing people struggle with LRLR is when you're looking for a clean lower resistance liquidity run or like a clean trend line being built up, it has to have a lot of touches, like perfect touches. This does not really qualify the requirements. Maybe it would have if we kind of wicked up here and then here, but do you see how it's not like perfectly algorithmic? Like, see how this is like perfect. Imagine if it was like this too. This is perfect, but there's only really two touches on this line, and it doesn't really seem to be like that major for me. So that's why, like, I would still not mind shorting if we got it. So, no, I did not Green Day. I really checked gold. Gold, I'm just waiting for 50% retracement. I don't really touch it before then. What broker did I use? I use Tradeify and NinjaTrader. So backtesting is definitely something that, yes, as a newer trader, if you're looking for a single model, you should backtest. But here's the problem with the model I have. Once you find your model that's a good model, like, there's going to be so many stipulations, like, oh, if it's lunchtime, don't do, or like if the speed or the candles like this, don't trade this, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's going to be so many stipulations that you're going to come to a point after backtesting for so long and watching the market a lifetime where backtesting is not really going to help you. Backtesting will only help you to the extent of, okay, I know this can be profitable if I use it right. It has a 70% win rate about on backtesting, but it's very different in live time, and that's how far backtesting will get you. But once you like make it to like a certain level in this market, backtesting does not help at all. Just you need to tape read live time. Um, no, Joshua. I mean, I'm gonna upload this to my private group probably, not YouTube or anything. Wednesday 5 minute. Yeah, let me check. Was it a 5 minute? This wasn't. This was not. Oh wait. Okay. Um, probably this is probably the best setup of the afternoon. I'd give it a B setup. I'll give it a B setup because wait, unless there's an SMT. 1 second. I'd actually give it an A setup if there's an SMT. Okay, no SMT here. Yeah, there wasn't any SMT that was like major. Yeah, still probably B setup. I mean, there's like a kind of small SMT here where William took this low, but this is just a whole new leg. It's not obvious. I mean, I'm talking about an SMT where like ES, which is always going to create the best SMTs, not YM. I'm talking about an SMT that's like really, really obvious, like that, like where the SMT is formed on the same exact leg where we get the entry. So we just never got that. So like if we got this, if the same leg on NQ gave us the entry where ES actually took out a low, that would have been an A setup right here. Because this is very obvious. Yes, there was like a tiny SMT like way back here, But that doesn't make this any better of a setup, to be honest. Because we are still lollygagging around here the whole time, and we just never blast it off at all. Does that make sense? A plus, A plus setups are like really obvious liquidity sweep and a manipulation leg, also inside of a higher time frame PD array, stuff like that. But does that make sense? Like if the SMT was a lot more obvious and it happened on the leg where we actually got the entry, it would have probably been much better. Dolo, what do you mean by that? Yeah, you can use ICT on gold. This just sucks because half the time the liquidity is not taken out. R2K definitely like time. Time is like the other thing you want to make sure you have good time, and there it's like before, it's after news. Um, like maybe during a macro time. Those are definitely two key aspects. As long as you're not blindly buying, like Smilla. As long as you're not blindly buying like inside this hourly fair value gap, then it's fine to take an entries here. What a lot of traders think is they need to just place a limit order somewhere in this hourly fair value gap, and we're gonna bounce there. But you don't know where in this fair value gap we're gonna bounce, and that's why you have to go to the lower time frame to get a better entry off of this 1 hour gap. I do not selling. Yeah, Mr. Fig, it definitely wasn't a bad setup. That was probably the best setup all afternoon. So HTF means higher time frame. Do I only use IFG strategy? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'll occasionally take 2022 models, occasionally, with like equal highs and equal lows above or below, but not as much as I used to. Um, Profit week for me. I haven't had a losing week, and I don't even know the last time. I don't like in probably a year or two. I'll have occasional losing days, but not really weeks. Dude, I entered the trading view competition. Steven's still here. I took 0 trades. I entered this like a month ago. I took 0 trades. I couldn't trade EU, dude. I couldn't. It was just too trash. What percent? Like, what was the highest percent people got, or what do you get, Mister Fake? 3.5%. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you gotta realize half these probably have their own private bots they're running. They're not actually trading. So this guy probably trades off a bot. How do I go back? Let's see if this guy has any posts. Nope, no post. Wonder if any of these are ICT traders. This guy's got to be a bot too. Here, I'll check out one more. All right, nothing. Got a sick Club Penguin profile. So yeah, I didn't even take any trades. I couldn't. Is it worth to play firm completions? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you should be trading a prop firm for sure. Oh, Wilders, I'd watch my playlist on YouTube called My Strategy. That's what I do. My student strike rate is for this week, dude. My students are not gonna have. One of my students could have 0% strike rate and the other 100%. I don't know. Like, I'm not at their desktop controlling their screen. I mean, I'd say on average, probably 60, 70% this week, if I had to guess. But, I mean, that's what I'd say. But like I said, you guys are all pressing your own buttons. I'm not pressing the buttons for you. I'm just here to spread my knowledge, and you're watching my thinking process, and that's how it is. Right? I honestly I haven't been trading my personal account that much recently. I'm not gonna lie. I might take all the money out and just not trade that anymore and just stick with fundeds. I don't know. It's better in taxes. But I started trading a live account before prop firm. I had the experience of trading a live account for a prop firm. I lost so much money to live account when I first started. Um, so that's what I did. But if I came in and started with a prop firm only, I don't even know if I'd be able to trade a live account right now, to be honest. It takes years and years to be able to trade a live account. Like prop firms are definitely where it's at right now. Dullah, it's 239. And I update it with daily bias videos a lot, so I think it's worth it. What prop firm would I recommend? Um, Go in the prop firm links channel. If you type in code Dodgy, I think they have 80% off. Just buy a few of those accounts. It's called Apex. Futures. So you should definitely, for anyone thinking like, what should I trade, futures or forex? The answer is always going to be futures. Forex is just not like futures is definitely where it's at. Um, Futures just like the wave. Like it's so good. It's 10 times better than forex. Also, Wilders, I would not start with $1,000 on Tradeify. I'd start with a demo money or prop firm money. Yeah, I agree, Pablo. Yeah, all my private live streams, or I would say 75% are recorded, and I uploaded them in this private channel called Old Live Streams. Yeah, you can trade forex and futures as well, but why not just stick to just trading NQ? Like you can be so profitable with just trading NQ. Yeah, I'm doing a live stream. I do a live stream every day. Hopefully tomorrow doesn't suck. Yeah, I trade New York. So Yeah, trading NQ is way better than trading ES. Trading ES is like watching grass grow. Trading ES is awful. I used to trade ES. That was my main instrument I used to trade. Um, like it was better than NQ, and then like sometime last year it just switched. NQ became better. Yeah, I do welders. What percent of losing trades does IFG strategy help you filter? Oh, a lot. There's a lot. Yo, Eli, what's up, bro? What are you doing in here? I mean, like there's like 50% of the setups I would have taken without an IFG. I just don't take anymore because there's no IFG and they fail a lot. So I think a lot. They filter out a lot for sure. Yeah, Charlie, that's the problem. VIX just hasn't been high. Thursday 2:45, 3 minute. Oh yeah, no. This was like this was definitely an A setup. I alerted this in my I alerted this. I don't really alert a lot in this channel. I will sometimes, and um, I basically said I said another one if we get. I alerted a few, and uh, some were a break. One was a break even trade, and then this one was finally win. Another one if we get it. And I said stop the break even here, because again, you should not see us retrace here. Like we should not go back to the break even here. So that's why I said go to break even if you want. And then just nicely hit the break take profit. But I think that was an A setup. It's just this one was also an A setup, but this one actually wasn't valid because it hit the internal high first. This one did not hit the internal high first. The internal high was up here. But definitely a pretty good setup. I was expecting to work. It just worked a lot later than I thought. Live tomorrow starts at 9. So, oh, if you're trading forex, I would not do the break even thing that I do. To be honest, it doesn't really help in forex. Uh, lame. Yeah, I mean, my main checklist is I always look for some sort of liquidity sweep, so some sort of manipulation like or something. So like in this one here, we kind of have a liquidity sweep. The second thing I like is I like a singular momentum candle. So this looks like a pretty high momentum singular candle where it breaks a singular fair value gap. And my third is some sort of like really good liquidity target, which is kind of what I look for first. I look for stop losses. So we hit equal highs here. And we also had like equal highs here. And we also had a lot of like low resistance trendline liquidity. Um, so that was kind of my target. So those are the really main three things I look for: good momentum, breaking a singular candle, some sort of low day sweep or manipulation like sweep, and then just liquidity above or below. GK, just keep watching the market in live time, bro. That's the most help you're gonna get. Well, there's I teach like I teach, but I live stream every day, like teach daily bias, just to give you more screen time. I teach like better, like good IFG entries. I mainly trade one model. And I teach you, I think patience and discipline is like the number one thing I teach as well. People join expecting to like learn more about IFGs, and they do, don't get me wrong. But they also don't realize how patient and disciplined you have to be in live time. So how many hours before market open do you wake up? I wake up an hour and a half before and I work out usually. Honestly, I just no matter what, I'd always trade NQ. I don't really care about that because sometimes what happens is even the one that makes the higher low will not go higher. It's so weird. Yeah, I'm a college athlete right now. I play tennis. I had a tennis match yesterday. That's why I couldn't do a class. Yeah, Walters. Why did I stop trading stocks? Because NQ is just clean and I can never go back. I have two-hand backhand. My backhand is good. It's not like it's a little unorthodox, but I never took lessons as a kid. Yes, sometimes selling. If the scenario's right and we have really obvious liquidity, then yes. Definitely like a CPI, NFP, and like PPI, GIU. So, all right. I think that's gonna be it for now. Answer I think every question. Will tomorrow be slow? I don't think so, but we'll see. People mark out 8:30 8:30 Pavlo, 8:30 and midnight are the two main ones. So, all right. I'll see you guys later. Um, and have a good Easter, everyone. Spend time with family, and should you join our course now or after 20? I would finish the 2022 mentorship first, and then do my course probably. So, all right. I'll see you guys later. Happy Easter. Hopefully this week. Again, we're only gonna get good price action if we break out of this gigantic range. Like this is just building for something. So just remember that. Expect price action to be bad until we really break out of this consolidation. So, all right, I'll see you guys later. Peace.